AskReddit by mere rebirth. The cancellation of which TV show are you still frustrated about? Happy endings. Cancelled due to low views, but that was a result of changing around its time slots, not viewers no longer having interest. This is my answer to such an amazing cast. I wish Hulu or Netflix would bring it back. None of the actors seem to be killing it elsewhere, so maybe they would do a few 10-episode seasons. Almost Human. It had such potential and never even finished its first season. Shown Out of Order, on Fox, which even then had a very poor track record for sci-fi shows. Didn't help that it was a beautiful attempt at a buddy cop series with a disgruntled and grizzled cop with amnesia, PTSD, and addiction issues partnered with a empathetic and persecuted android that felt emotions stronger than the MC. A great cast that all seemed to fit and enjoy their roles. To those giving pirated and Tor sites as places to find this show, I cannot and will not post pirated content. With Carl Urban and Michael Ealy? Good call. I remember Fox airing the episodes out of order and preempting it some weeks with no notice. That was so frustrating. And damn OV. Harmon is fired and makes Rick and Amp. Morty. Glover leaves and makes Atlanta. John Oliver leaves and makes Last Week Tonight. Alison Brie leaves and makes Glow. Bojack. And 1,000 other things. Jim Rash takes a short break to win an Oscar. Ken Jeong, who starts off as a glorified extra, leaves and makes The Masked Singer. The Russo brothers leaves and become the most financially successful filmmakers of all time. They had such unimaginable talent. Everyone in the show exploded once it ended, but somehow NBC couldn't make it work. Constantine and Clone High. And X200B. Matt Ryan does a great job and there was great potential to explore more of the supernatural. And X200B. Also Clone High was really funny. Clone High is coming back. Infinity Train. Very upset to see that cancelled. It was such a cool and unique show. I remember reading about all the stuff the creator had planned for the future of the show and seemed like he was really passionate about it and had a lot of story to tell. Scrolled exactly to see it mentioned. Not only did it get cancelled due to being too dark for children, it also is being wiped out of everywhere. It's sad to see such a good cartoon go. I know they eventually brought it back, but Arrested Development should never have been cancelled. New seasons weren't the same memo. Edit. I've never received awards before. Glad so many people love AD. Thank you. Aniston just didn't live up to what we hoped it could have been. Carnivàle. Never got over that one. This is a show that made me want to write television. 1 MFA and 4 pilot scripts later, I'm still salty. Let's shake some dust, children. Deadwood. Seriously. One of my all-time favorite shows. Dead Like Me. I find it funny that 3 of the top 5 are all Bryan Fuller shows. Pushing Daisies, Hannibal and Dead Like Me. The 4400. From 2004, not the horrible remake of sorts from last year. At a time when Heroes was dropping the ball in season 2, the 4400 kept killing it. And then got cancelled because of the Writers Guild strike. Also, Jericho. Nuts. I still love how Jericho fans sent nuts to the production company to get a wrap up. And actually got it. Dark Matter. Here's Joseph Malozzi's blog where he lays out an outline for what he had planned. https://josephmalozzi.com/201/may-17-dark-matter-episode-401-act-1 Colony, great sci-fi, special effects, acting and lack of cheese. Edit. Remove 2 out of 3 usages of the word great. Same. Not the best show ever, but damn did they end the series on such a massive cliffhanger. Better Off Ted was ahead of its time. Imo. Viridian dynamics. We are a family, and who doesn't want to spend weekends and holidays with their family? I really want the 3rd season of Mindhunter. This show was done so well. Venture Brothers. WTF? Adult Swim is famous for cancelling shows before their time. In 2016 they live-streamed a fax machine printing off incoming petitions to bring back Metalocalypse, with each sheet of paper falling directly into a recycling bin. Invader Zim. Zim-related apparel still sells and is popular with kids. The stylized art of the show makes it timeless. A Room with a Moose still makes me laugh out loud thinking about it. Probably the next one on Netflix that is announced and cancelled at the same time. Announcement and advertising 1 day before release, 2 seconds after it's available. It hasn't reached 230 million hours of viewership, so we're cancelling due to people's lack of interest. Freaks and Geeks. Yes. This is always my answer. It was ahead of its time and so good. 1 season was not enough. Marco Polo on Netflix. Love that era of history, and I thought it was a top watch. I feel like shows like Vikings could be made for other civilizations. Like the Mongols, the Aztecs, or shows depicting the start of great civilizations such as the Romans or the rise of Islam. I started watching Ertugrul, which is a Turk show on the rise of the Ottomans, but as much as I like the historical parts, the show is run like a soap opera and it gets annoying. Pushing Daisies. Such a clever plot. Ned touches somebody who's dead and they come back to life. He touches them again and they die permanently. If he doesn't touch them the 2nd time within 1 minute, somebody else dies in their place. His talent proves useful for solving murder cases, but he'd rather be a peacemaker. His girlfriend died of suspicious causes on a cruise ship. He touched her to bring her back to life, but now he can never touch her ever again. Wonderful musical numbers in each episode with great performers such as Kristen Chenoweth. Won a bunch of primetime Emmys. Killed by the writer's strike. Never made it back to television. A graphic novel was planned to wrap up the story, but it never got published. The star, Lee Pace, played Ronan the Accuser in the Marvel movies. Really weird to see a simple peacemaker as a galactic villain. What I really love about the show is how you explain the plot to someone and it sounds grim and dark. But you watch the show and it is the most wholesome show about murder you've ever seen. Doug Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. At least the 2 seasons we did get were terrific though. Veronica Mars, the original TV series. The 1st season of Veronica Mars is one of the greatest single seasons of television ever made. Hannibal. Original plan was to run for 7 seasons but was sadly cancelled after only 3 perfect ones. Yes, absolutely gutted. Ash vs Evil Dead. It does suck that it was cancelled, but at least it had a pretty decent and character appropriate ending. I'm not okay with this on Netflix. Thanks for the awards, guys. I really resent that Netflix marks this show and other cancelled ones as most liked. Like, great, I'm going to really enjoy the 7 episodes and then be left hanging. Final Space, Firefly, Stargate Universe, and Atlantis not being finished properly. Mindhunter, the 4400, original. Got down here this far looking for Final Space. Rome. It was such a well-made show. It being so well-made is what got it cancelled. They didn't want to pay the budget. Glow. It was blamed on the COVID pandemic, but damn it, I want this series back. Came here to say this. I was so invested in that show for the first 3 seasons. In February 2020 I landed a job to work on the final season and I was so stoked. Got to hang with all the actors and the whole crew was amazing. 2 weeks and 1 episode in the pandemic hit and I'm still butthurt about it to this day. I've heard rumors that they might turn that last season into a movie and finish it out that way, but don't quote me on that. Fingers crossed though. Mindhunter. So much more ground to cover. Same for me, both seasons were incredible. The Expanse. It's so hard to find a good sci-fi show these days, but apparently even if you do they don't have the audience to survive. I decided to read the books after seeing the series and holy shit is the show mostly accurate to the books. Really good.